Hey, brother, welcome to day 6 of 40 Days of Integrity. And we're talking about how integrity is really displayed in a man who is integrated. Those two words have the same root. And the question is, are we integrating our life, all the facets of our life, across all the different aspects of it? Today, I want to ask you a question. Where has God placed you for influence in your world? That's our word for the day. It's influence. You see, in the last verse of Nehemiah chapter 1, Nehemiah says, "And I was cupbearer to the king." It was a place of influence. Now, we often think of somebody who's an influencer as someone who's up in front of people, maybe a teacher or a preacher, or maybe a therapist, or some kind of corporate leader. But every single one of us has influence. Maybe you're a delivery truck driver. Maybe you are in middle management somewhere. Maybe you're in the medical industry and in giving service. Maybe you are working on a construction site with a team. Do you know that everybody has influence by just the way that you walk in the room? I don't know how they figured this out, but scientists years ago, somebody surveyed it, and they said that, only 7% of our communication is by words alone. The other 93% is body language, it's facial expression, and it's the tone of our voice. So when you arrive on the job site, when you walk amongst the cubicles, when you meet somebody at the water cooler or the coffee pot, how do you walk? What's your face say? What's the tone of your voice? You have influence. And Nehemiah had influence because he was the cupbearer, and the cupbearer tasted all the wine and tested all the food because he was kind of like the miner's canary. And if he got sick or if he died, then the king wouldn't eat that food. So he wasn't a formal influencer. He had no place in the realm, but he had relational influence. The king implicitly trusted him because he did his job, he showed up, and he obviously had a joyful countenance because later the king noticed when he was sad. So the question I have for you is, what kind of influence do you have? You might not be able to measure it in terms of the conclusion of a lesson or something like that, but you have influence today in your family, in your marriage, in your workplace by showing up with your body language, your tone of voice, and your facial expression to show grace, truth, and love to people. So be an integrated man, recognizing and using your influence with other people to give them a picture of what it means to be a man who knows who he is and is on assignment for God. So be a man of integrity today. Integrate influence into your frame of reference, and God bless you today.